Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to return back to Poland and take a look at one of their Arpol marksman or shooting rations. Now these are made by Arpol, the same people that make the military rations, but I think this one is a civilian one. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. And so, as you can see, I now have here on the table this Polish shooter's ration. It's advertised as a shooter's or marksman's ration. Now this is made by Arpol, the Polish marksman food ration, made by Arpol, and this is a civilian ration. I don't think this is a military one, but it's one of their range of military rations. So, simple brown, grey plastic bag, some nice printing on the front there, no easy open tear strip, so we just need to bring in a friend and just cut across the top there. So, what does this Arpol Polish marksman food ration actually contain? Straight off, very large impressive set of contents. So straight off the bat we have some chocolate, 100 grams of 60% cocoa dark chocolate, so a nice large bar of chocolate there. This is one of their instant teas, one of their instant fruit teas. We also have, well, could be drinking chocolate. I'll need to do a full translation, but I think that's a drinking chocolate. We have a very nice looking little accessory pack, so I'll have a quick look at that as we go. So in there we have a couple of little candies. There is a coffee candy, some salt, some pepper. We have a stick of gum. There is 3 wet naps. I believe that is a water sterilising tab. We also have 2 sugars. I think that might be a coffee. Feels like a coffee. And a little trash bag. And some wet a napkin, either TP or tissue, whichever first need arise. So a nice little accessory pack there. We have what I think is some tinned meat or liver pâtés. We have a simplistic knife, fork, spoon. There is a toothbrush, very useful. There is a drinking straw, still going, very large pack. We have 2 packs of the SU1 hardtack biscuits or crackers, very large pack, still going, still going, still going, still going. We have an FRH flameless ration heater, lots in this pack. There is also the water for the flameless ration heater. We have a 1 litre bag, chemical disinfection of your drinking water, so that's very handy. You can 1 litre and you drop the tablet in, so it's a measurement of the water. We have the mains, in this particular case I believe it's spaghetti. And last but not least, a little pack of wooden book matches. So this is the contents of the Arpol Polish shooter's ration. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. And as you can see, and now I've here laid out on the tray this Arpol shooter's ration, and the first thing I'm going to do is I've heated the mains, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to not use the little plastic spoon set. I'll save that for another day. They're quite flimsy, not as good as the US MRE spoons, so I have a couple of those on standby. Unusually, there is 3 drinks powders with this ration. For the first time, there is a Polish drinking chocolate. I've never seen a drinking chocolate before in a Polish ration. So I'm going to start with the drinks. First off, I have a simple coffee. So we'll get the old coffee made up. So this particular one is a very fine powder. It's not granular, it is actually a powder. I'm going to make it how I like it. Use most of one of the sachets of sugar. There was 2 in the little accessory pack, but it's 10 grams per pack. I'm going to use approximately a little over a teaspoon or thereabouts. So I think there's at least 2 teaspoons in there. Let's move that to one side. No milk, no whitener. So it's just a black sweet coffee. And I'll give that a little over half a mug. And I think we're moving along. The next one we have is a drinking chocolate. Now this one is vanilla flavour. As I said, it's the first time I've come across a drinking chocolate in a Polish ration. Obviously I could have added the coffee to this and made a sort of mocha, but because this is my first drinking chocolate from the Polish ration, I'd like to try that as is. So it is just a very simplistic looking drinking chocolate powder. And again, make this one hot. And we'll give that about 3/4 of a mug of water. Good old mix. It seems to be a little bit sticking to the spoon. It's not dissolving as well as I thought it would. So it's quite granular. I don't know if you can see, there's still bits sticking to the spoon. So I'm just going to have to give that a little bit of a wipe. Now moving along, this is going to be the cold drink. Again, this is the instant tea. I believe this one is lemon flavour. You can have these hot also, but because I have 2 hot drinks, I'm going to have this one cold. So this is lemon tea. So it is a tea coloured granular powder. And this one, as I said, I'm going to have cold. So cold lemon tea. Good mix there. I'm going to leave the mains. It is warmed up. I'm just going to move that out of the way, but I'll leave the mains till last and working our way around. We'll take a look at the pate. So this is a pork and liver pate. Just remove the lid there. So a typical looking pate mix. The famous, infamous SU1 crackers. And as you all know now, I do love these things. Not. There we go. Very hard. Caraway seeds. Extremely heavy baked. Old style ship's biscuits. We have a large 100 gram dark chocolate, 60% cocoa. Won't need all of this obviously, but it is nice to have a large bar. So no blooming, this is a fresh ration, so nice large bar which will just snap off a little bit off the top there. We also have salt and pepper on standby, a wet nap and a couple of candies. So time to open the spaghetti. This has been boiling, as I say, for about 10 minutes. Spaghetti and meat sauce or spaghetti bolognese. Obviously designed to be eaten out of the pouch, but because I have and because I can, I'm going to bring in a bowl. It just makes a better presentation and an easier cleanup. So plenty of meat. A nice 400-gram serving. Let's break that up a little bit. So it is nice, filling, large bowl. Obviously I'm breaking the spaghetti up. Easier to eat with a spoon that way. Giving it a good old mix around. So start where I normally like to start, that is with the black coffee. Decent tasting. Is an instant with the sugar, not bitter. No idea or indication of the brand, but it is a decent instant coffee. It is not a filter coffee, but for an instant. Even black, that is a nice tasty coffee. Moving along, this is the vanilla drinking chocolate. It's the first time I've tried one of those. That's quite disappointing. The chocolate is barely noticeable. It's very watery, quite disappointing. Maybe the way to go would have been as a mocha. I don't think I put too much water in there. Very, very nondescript, quite disappointing. That's a shame. I had great hopes for that. It's not one of the best drinking chocolates out there. Very lacking in chocolate flavour. I'll taste a look at the lemon tea. Very delicate lemon flavouring. Very little sugar, not overly sweet, very mild, very delicate flavoured, but it is a nice, simplistic, refreshing cold drink. Now, I think what I'm going to do is go straight to the mains. There is a very large bowl of pasta or spaghetti with meat, ground beef there. Let's have a little taste. Simplistic flavours, not overly salted or peppered. Very much like a canned style spaghetti. We have spaghetti bolognese in tins in this country, in the UK. Anyone who's had those from the UK would recognise this. It is very simplistic, tinned, canned style spaghetti bolognese. But that said, that is not a negative. It's filling, it's comforting, it's a flavoursome, recognisable flavour. For me, I am just going to add the pepper. Just needs a little bit more. It's not overly seasoned, so I'm just going to add the black pepper. Plenty of salt in there, just a little bit more of the black pepper. Again, these are only my personal opinions. Other people probably think that's fine, but I just think that needs a little bit more pepper. Let's give that a try. Certainly done it no harm. In my opinion, just gives it that little bit of that something that was missing. Very filling, very tasty, very reminiscent of any canned sort of pasta with meat, but that's not said, that's not a negative. That just means it's a recognisable, flavoursome meal. Let's refresh my palate there. Moving along to this pork pate. There is a few little liver specks in there, quite soft. Quite creamy, not overly powered with liver. This is a pork and liver pate. The pork is the dominant flavour, liver background, which is a nice combination. those people that don't like the heavy liver laden pâtés will probably enjoy that. And just try a little bit on the cracker. As you know now, I do like to break my crackers in small bits rather than risk breaking my teeth. So just try a big chunk on a piece of the cracker. Cracker is always very hard, very tough, simplistic wheat cracker, a couple of caraway seeds, but the easiest way, as I say in all my videos, I find, is to break them into bite-sized chewable pieces and to protect your teeth. As a base cracker for the pâté, it's adequate. Let's try a little bit of the pâté with the pasta. I suppose it's not normally done, but I can, so I shall. It does actually add an interesting extra taste, and not in a bad way. Excuse fingers. Let's try a little bit more there. Not a thing I would have thought of trying if it wasn't for the ration idea, but together, the pâté, the pasta, now a little bit of cracker, all three together. That is a tasty, crunchy, flavoursome combo. Not something I would normally try, but surprisingly, that's quite a pleasing flavour. Just refresh my palate again. I'm going to move on round. I'm going to bypass the candies, I think. I've had these many times before. This is going to form my lunch. It is around about lunchtime. The candies are vitamin C. They are hard candies. They usually have a soft centre. Nice flavoursome candy. Soft centre. The coffee is one of the best coffee flavoured hard sweets, hard candies out there. Again, I've had both of those many times, and if you've seen my videos over the years, you know exactly what they are now. They're good quality sweets, but I'm just going to put those to one side because I'm going to want to finish the mains. But I will have a look at this dark chocolate. So 100 gram bar, large bar, no bloom, nice snap. So I'll just try a piece of that. A brittle chocolate, not bitter, not overly sweet. As I've said many times before, that around about 55–60% cocoa for me is the ideal combination of bitter and sweet. It is a nice, tasty, brittle chocolate. Once you've chewed, it starts to dissolve on your tongue. It does take a little bit of work to get that dissolving process started, but once it does, it is a nice all-round tasting chocolate. I suppose you could, but it's a shame to waste it, add some to this drinking chocolate. I'm just going to need to bring in another spoon there. Let's bring in a little spoon to see if I can dissolve some of that into there. As you can see, slowly dissolving. Giving a good old mix. It doesn't dissolve easily in hot liquid, but it is going. Just try anything to improve this drinking chocolate. So I think that's starting to dissolve now. So let's see if the addition of some of the dark chocolate into the drinking chocolate. It has. That's made it a little bit better. If you wanted to, in my opinion, waste half a bar dissolved in that, it would make it a good hot drinking chocolate. But in my opinion, the drinking chocolate isn't worth saving, and it's much better to eat the chocolate as it's meant, as a chocolate bar. It's good quality chocolate. Let's have a look at the wet naps. There was 3 of these in this pack. I just need the one. Little lemon scent in the background, sort of cleaning fluid smell. Very simplistic paper, easy to tear, not overly wet. I don't think that would remove a lot of soil, a lot of grounding dirt, but it does give you that just sort of slightly fresher feeling. Hopefully it's an anti-bac, it's disinfecting rather than cleaning, but it just about does the job. So overall, a very pleasing, very tasty combination of contents. The only thing that's slightly disappointing, and I'm really disappointed in, is the drinking chocolate. Everything else is high quality, nice, tasty, and you certainly wouldn't mind having out in the field. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.